What up YouTube, it's your boy Dangene once again. I'm back with another video. So today we are going to do a weekly forex analysis. Our weekly forex analysis for the week for the upcoming week of December. Guys, as usual, we start with the Forex Factory. As you can see now, I'm on the page of Forex Factory. This is the website where you can look at the news releases, the date, the month, and the effect of the news or the impact, as you can see here. Or if you don't know how to use the Forex Factory calendar, subscribe to the channel. I'll also link the video to this. After you are done watching this video, I will drop it at the end of this video so that you can watch it, how to use the Forex Factory calendar or how to trade the news. I have two videos that are explaining well about this Forex Factory. So now for now, as you can see here on Monday, December the 11th, we have news on USD, which is a 10-year bond auctions, because this one is a medium impact expected, as you can see here at 1 p.m. So on Tuesday, December the 12th, we have at 12 a.m. we have AOD news, which is a high impact expected, as you can see. RBA Gov block speaks. At 9 we have GBP, which is a high impact expected. Claim and count change. We also average earnings index. We also have at 3 p.m. 3:30 p.m. we have USD core CPI. This is very important, guys. This is next week. We also have at 8:01 p.m. we have USD, which is a medium impact expected, a 30-year bond auction. So on Wednesday, December the 13th, 9 a.m. we have GDP, as you can see. So we also have at 3:30 p.m. we have USD cost PPI. We have a lot of news next week, guys. Imagine now we have on Tuesday, December the 12th. We also have on Wednesday, December the 13th, as you can see here, we have a lot of news. At 9 p.m. we have USD federal funds rate, FOMC economic projections, FOMC statement. At 9:30 p.m. we also have FOMC press conference, and at 11:45 p.m. we have NZD GDP. And then on December the 14th, Thursday, we have a lot of news. So I think, yeah, December the 14th at 2:30 a.m. we have AOD employment change, AOD unemployment rate. At 10:30 a.m. we have SHF SNB monetary policy assessment, SNB policy rate. 11 a.m. we have SHF SNB press conference, and at 2 p.m. we have GDP monetary policy summary. We also have MPC official bank rate, official bank rates. At 3:15 p.m. we have Euro mine refinancing rate, monetary policy statement. 3:30 p.m. we have core retail sales, unemployment claims. And at 3:45 p.m. we have Euro ECB press conference. And then December the 15th, Friday, we have Euro 10:15 a.m. Euro French manufacturing PMI. We also have French services PMI. And at 10:30 a.m. we have Euro German manufacturing PMI. And then at 11 a.m. we have Euro, which is a medium impact expected manufacturing PMI. And at 11:30 we have German GBP, which is a high impact expected manufacturing PMI. And at 3:30 p.m. we have USD Empire State Manufacturing Index. And then for 4:15 p.m. we have industrial production, which is a medium impact expected on US dollar. We also at 4:45 p.m. we have fresh manufacturing PMI, fresh services PMI. And at 7:25 p.m. we have Bank of Canada Marklem speaks. So that is all we have. For this upcoming week. So guys, let's get into the charts to see our technical analysis. Where do we draw our support, our supply demand zones? So yeah, let's get into the chart. Okay, as usual, we start with the DXY analysis. You can see I'm here on the DXY now, as you can see here. Okay, the DXY was in a downtrend, as you can see here. We were break of structure to the downside. We were making lower low and lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So now the market broke our last lower high. So what does it means? It means that, okay, now we have shifted from bearish to bullish. Now we are making higher high, higher low, higher high, and higher low. So we are either expecting the market to break this higher higher to form another higher higher, and then we wait for the market to pull back and form a higher low for us to enter our buys. So we don't necessarily buy the DXY, but we pair it with the other pairs like USD JPY, um, USD CHF, USD CAD. So those are the pairs that you can that have a positive correlation with the dollar index. Now, as you can see here, so now for now, we are just waiting for either price to break this higher to form a higher higher. If it forms a higher higher, and then we wait for a pullback and then we buy. Or DXY can just drop into this demand zone and then we continue to the upside, as you can see here on the charts here. So as you can see here now, we are in an uptrend now, as you can see here. So those are the things now, these are the analysis that I have on the dollar index. As you can see, this is H4. So you can go in deep into your analysis. You can still go shift on H1, M30, M15 just to check how is the structure on those time frames. But more for me, I mostly focus on H4 daily and weekly. So that is my view on DXY. Now let's move on to let's move on to Euro USD. Now, as you can see on Euro USD, guys, as you can see, we are in a downtrend, guys, as you can see. But this is a pullback overall because overall we are bullish. So we have a change of character here. We have a change of character. Okay, let me just okay now. As you can see, we have our bigger demand zone, which is here. We have a big demand zone, which is here. So I'll be waiting to see what price is going to do here. Or price. There's a possibility of price just break this last lower high and then it pulls back and then it buys. You see, that is another possibility that we have on Euro USD, as you can see there. So now we will be entering our buys when price broke structure and pulls back, and if it pulls back, then we enter our buys targeting this higher, because we know in an uptrend the higher, the previous higher always goes. So as you can see here, if this happens and then we enter our buys, if you break this higher, this lower higher, to confirm that okay, this one is a change of character. Now we wait for a price to pull back and then we buy. Or now we can either just okay, let me just shift on H1 so that you can see clearly what I'm talking about. Okay, as you can see, guys, we have a trend line here. So price always respect these trend lines here. As you can see here, we see how many bounds: 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the fourth one, if you see a candlestick pattern forming at this let me just quickly zoom in. Okay, as you can see here now, you see we are making higher highs, lower lows, lower higher, lower low, lower higher, lower low, and lower higher, lower low, and lower higher. So we are expecting a potential lower low here. Once you get the candlestick confirmation that okay, now we are turning bearish now, then we enter ourselves into this the bigger demand zone, as you can see on H4, as we did, as you saw. This one is a H4 demand zone, is a bigger demand zone. This one, that is where we will be entering our buys if price give us that price action. So now as you can see here, we will only be interested in our buys if price breaks structure to the upside, as I explained, or if price drop lower into this demand zone, H4 demand zone, then it's where we enter to look to end our buys. So for now, I'll be waiting for our sales here at this trend line, because that is where we draw our supply zone. That is where our supply zone, as you can see, our recent break of structure was to the downside, as you can see, confirming that okay, we are still in a downtrend. So that is my view on Euro USD. Now let's look at GBP USD. Now looking at GBP USD, as you can see, we are all overall in a downtrend. As you can see, we are breaking structure to the downside. As you can see here, we are in a downtrend, as you can see. So now what do we do now? For now, we are currently, we broke structure to the downside here. That is to the downside, confirming that we are still in a downtrend, guys. We are still in a downtrend. Now, if I could draw a trend line here, if I could just draw a trend line here, as you can see here, that is where our trend line is, as you can see. So now, if price comes here at this trend line where we draw our support, our supply zone, we see, okay, now price, we see a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern forming here at this zone, and we enter ourselves. We enter ourselves because there is a bigger zone that you see here on the downside. So for you to see it, let me just go on H4 so that I can show you nicely. So on H4, as you can see, we have a bigger zone which is down here, guys. We have a big zone which is here. Overall, we are bullish, but for now, we are in a downtrend. We are in a downtrend. It's a pullback. We are trading the pullback in a downtrend, guys, now, as you can see. So now, if that is where, this is where we will be looking to enter our buys at this bigger zone, which is a H4 bigger zone. So now, if price comes at this supply zone, that is where we will look to enter our sales targeting this zone here, as you can see here, a 1-to-5 risk reward ratio. Now, if we break this trend line, if price just break this trend line, as you can see there, we will wait for what? We will wait for a pullback. We wait for a pullback at this demand zone, and then we enter our longs. We enter our buys here. So that is my view on GBP USD, guys. Now let's look at USD Okay, USD as you can see, we are in line with the DXY. We have shifted from making lower lows to making higher highs. As you can see here, we have shifted. This is where the shift comes from, because this one is a one. This high is the one that broke the lower, their last lower low. So this is a lower high. It's a bigger lower high. So now it's broken. Now that is where we got our break of structure. After getting a break of structure here, then we get a pullback now. We get a pullback. We get a pullback. We'll be waiting for a pullback now into this supply zone. That is where we will look to enter our buys on USD guys. As you can see here, it's where we'll be looking to buy USD at this zone. So that is my view on USD. Now let's look at gold. As you can see, guys, looking at gold, guys, I have been making money on these gold setups, guys. I have been making more money on this gold setup, as you can see. So now, as you can see here, we are in downtrend. We are in a downtrend. Where did the change of character happen? The change of character happened here. It happened here when we broke this lower higher. I mean higher low. We broke this higher low to confirm that again the market now has shifted from bullish to bearish. Now this is a pullback also, obviously. So overall, let me show you on H4. Now as you can see on H4, guys, as you can see on H4, this is an uptrend. As you can see, this is an uptrend, but we have shifted now. The market has shifted, so we are expecting either gold to continue down into this bigger demand zone here, which is below here. That is where we will enter. We will look to enter our buys in future. So but this one, it will take like it will take many months. This one, it will take many months, as you can see here, because in December the market doesn't move as usual. It consolidates too much. So for now, as you can see, there is our break of structure, guys. So now I'll be waiting for what? Let's shift on H1 now. As you can see on H1 now, as you can see, we draw our supply zone here. We draw our supply zone here. This is our supply zone. So for us, we will be targeting what? We will be targeting into this demand zone. That is where we will be targeting ourselves. So a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio if you enter here at the supply zone, or if you enter at the second supply zone, it will be a 1 to 5 or a 1 to 6, because you have to extend your stop loss. So you have to a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio, guys, as you can see here, if you enter at our second supply zone, as you can see. So I have been trading this gold for now for many months now, as you can see. If you can join our free Telegram group, it's for free, you don't have to pay anything to receive our weekly gold setups. To receive our weekly gold setups, join our free Telegram group. The link is in the video description. You can also find it in our comment section, guys. Or if you have any setup that you would like us to touch on or to include in our weekly analysis, you can drop it in the comment section. As you can see now, that is my analysis, that is my view on gold, guys. Now let's move on to USD JPY. Now let's move on to USD JPY. USD JPY, we also shifted now. As you can see, we also shifted from making, we have shifted now. As you can see, we were in a downtrend, guys. We're in a downtrend. We are following the DXY. We are following the DXY, guys. So if the DXY is bullish, you must expect USD JPY to be bullish also, as you can see here. So I will either expect price to break structure to the upside and pull back into this demand zone that we draw here, and then we buy. That is where we will be buying our USD JPY. So that is my view on USD JPY. I don't have too much on USD JPY. If this one doesn't happen, we leave it out like that. So now let's move on to Bitcoin. Now let's look at Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin is bullish, guys. Bitcoin is bullish. If you have been buying Bitcoin, you'll be in profit by this time. So Bitcoin, it has this thing, as you can see here. It just consolidates like this, and then it breaks out and it goes in that direction. As you can see here, the previous one, consolidate, breaks out, pulls back, and then you buy. Consolidate, breaks out and pulls back, and then you buy. Consolidate, just the same thing, guys, just the same thing. As you can see here, we are either expecting the same thing. It consolidate into this demand zone, and then we buy, or it consolidate, it breaks out, and then we buy at this demand zone. That is where we will be looking to buy Bitcoin, guys. So now let's move on to NAS. Let's move on to NAS. Now looking at NAS, guys, as you can see, we are just consolidating around this zone. So if I see a breakout and then a retest, that is where I will be entering ourselves. Or if I see a breakout to the upside, a retest, and then we buy. So that is my view on Nasdaq, guys, on Nasdaq, as you can see there. So we are just consolidating around this zone. If I see a breakout, we wait for a pullback, and then we enter our buys. So if you break out to the downside, so if you break up to the upper side, then we wait for a retest, and then we buy. That is our view on Nasdaq, guys. So I do not have too much details on this one. So, or because we have also another zone which is here, we have a demand zone which is here. So if price could break out and grab liquidity, if price breaks out to grab liquidity to the downside, and then we will look to enter our buys at this demand zone. So that is my view on Nasdaq, guys. Now let's look on US30. Now looking on US30, guys, US30 it's too bullish. US30 is too bullish. It's not even having this pulls back. So it is just around this area. So now let me just quickly zoom in. Let's go on H1. As you can see on H1, the whole thing is just consolidating. It's just to see doing the same thing as Nasdaq. So in these cases, you have to wait for a breakout, guys. In this case, you have to wait for a breakout, either to the downside or the upper side. So now for now, you wait for a breakout. If there is a breakout to the downside, if there is a breakout to the downside, you wait for a pullback and then you sell. If there is a breakout to the downside, to the upper side, you wait for a breakout and then a retest and then you buy. So that is how you trade these breakouts. But if there's no breakout happening, you leave it out like that. So because as you can see, USDT is too bullish, guys. USDT is too bullish, so it's better that way. So this is my weekly analysis for this week, guys. If you have anything, if you have any question, drop it in the comment section so that I do reply to all the comments, guys. Drop your comment in the comment section. You can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like the video, share the video so that it can reach the larger audience that need this kind of information. So guys, thanks for watching. Bye.